peacefully. And that's an amazing feeling, man. And I think when you get to that age, I talk about knowing your body. He probably sat in that hospital and understood, you know, yeah, this ain't gonna end well for me. So if it's not gonna end well, I prefer to end peacefully around the people that I love. And I think that's amazing, dog. That part right. Yeah, we're gonna stick with the old faithful. Old faithful. Let's start this podcast off right. Man, look, I think over the last year, the customer service industry has been hit hard. And I think sometimes folks can be a little selfish, if that makes sense. And I say selfish because they think things are supposed to be done their way. You feel me? So look, let me tell you a little story. I'm at work yesterday, and yeah, my regular 9 to 5 is in customer service. You feel me? So I'm listening to this complaint from this customer. And, you know, I don't really deal with customers. My job is to prevent customers from taking stuff. So, still, needless to say, the customer said that they felt like the employee was being rude to them, being disrespectful to them, and being downright insubordinate, whatever that means. Shots fired. So the manager on duty gives the customer the manager's personal phone number, right? Which is crazy, right? Get you punched in the face because this customer is calling this manager 8 and 9 p.m. to complain about an employee being disrespectful to him, right? And that's okay, man. But here's the problem. This customer said that he was deaf and he felt like the employee was making fun of his deafness. Look, I don't know, man. I don't think that's the case. And the funny thing was, I walked in the store directly after the situation happened, so I wasn't really fully around for the whole situation. The customer was at self-checkout. Self-checkout asked for customer service. Meanwhile, there's customers in the line at the physical register. So the employee was like, "Give me a second. Let me finish this customer, and then I'll be over to him." So when he walked over to assist the customer, he saw what the customer needed, and he said, "Hold on, I need to get the self-checkout card." I guess the customer didn't feel that he was moving quick enough, so he told the employee, "You need to hurry up." When I first heard that, I thought it was a black person telling the employee that he needed to hurry up. After reviewing footage, I saw it was a white person, right? So, you know, I feel like, man, empathy, man. Empathy is one of the realest things in the world, dog. And I feel like the stuff that we went through over the last year that set people down, that you think if prior to the pandemic, if you didn't have empathy, you have empathy now. But that wasn't the case. He got a little upset at the employee because the employee was laughing him off because he was being disrespectful. So of course he got the manager involved, and chances are he's going to do a survey and complain on the store. But I would say this to say, man, look, the customer service industry has been hit hard over the last year. Some people lost their jobs. Some people went months without being paid. Some people went, some cases, you know, they got set out of their house, and they didn't have the funds to pay their bills, or they may have had an a-hole landlord that didn't care enough to, you know, think about the pandemic and help the employee, man. So just be mindful, man, that you don't have to be an a-hole to guys who really struggled this last year. This week, these last few weeks, man, have been a little crazy. You know, I think I said in the last podcast, prayers out to my wife's grandfather. But unfortunately, this past Sunday, he gained his wings. And, you know, I think this has been a hard week for me. You know, as a man, right, we don't really go to people, and real men anyway, and expect folks to pat us on the back. We still gotta perform, and we still gotta do what we gotta do. But low key, man, this was a tough one, you know, because even though you expect it and you know that it's gonna happen, it still doesn't change how you feel, right? So just seeing it and watching it play out from the moment he came home and started hospice care to the moment he took his last breath, I thought, oh boy, when my time comes, I want to go as peaceful as I saw him go. Right, I was able for the second time, you know, as I was able to do with his wife, was able to kind of watch the digression and watch them just go peacefully. And that's an amazing feeling, man. And I think when you get to that age, I talk about knowing your body, he probably sat in that hospital and understood, you know, yeah, this ain't gonna end well for me. So if it's not gonna end well, I prefer to end peacefully around the people that I love. And I think that's amazing, dog. That part right there gives me peace, you know, and it keeps my tears away, man. And I have joy for him because, you know, I remember when I first met him. You know, he looked at me like, who is this young whippersnapper trying to get at my granddaughter? And just having conversations with him over the years, me actually going to him and his wife and doing what a man's supposed to do before they ask their daughter for their hand in marriage, and how they took me in and as a family member, man, I can respect that, right? And it also taught me, you know, watching him, you know, even in times of dysfunction in this house, you know, in his house, being able to tell people, man, that, man, look, we got time, man. You know, you just got to treat people fairly, do what you're supposed to do, take care of your family, make sure you keep a roof over their head, and food in the refrigerator. That was the biggest thing for him. I'm still gonna miss him though, man, because Pops was Pops. I remember when he had to initially go to the hospital and they were saying he couldn't breathe. I made sure I went outside to the ambulance before I left for work and waved at him. And vice versa, him getting at home, I was able to shake his hand. But like his wife, I could tell this one little story. Like, she had went to brunch on Saturday, and I looked on camera and saw that he had took his oxygen mask off, which he had been doing for the amount of time he had been home. Um, so I went upstairs and I was like, man,